Hello again. Essay here. Anyone who is familiar with anthropology knows that humans never stay put. Or as the cliche goes, you always go where the grass is greener. Indeed, if humans just stayed put, everyone in the planet would still be living in Africa. But regardless of that, humans do have a habit of moving about. And indeed, anyone who's ever seen some of those old anthropology books knows that humans, once they left Africa, they went all over the place. And yet, migration never stopped, even in the Neolithic times. Indeed, to this day, you go to any airport, you see people coming and going all the time. It's just the way things work. Indeed, right now as we speak, you have a lot of people migrating into England. And guess what? The English, they ain't too happy about it. Nope. But it gets worse. Apparently, there's a lot of people in charge of that country who are, let's just say this, a little bit too welcoming to the migrants. I ain't just talking about legal migrants, actually got their paperwork on. I'm talking about mostly the illegal migrants. Yeah, those people. And since they don't have a Donald Trump sitting in number 10 Downing Street, well, you can probably guess what's happening right now in England. And believe me, it don't look good. Nope, it really doesn't. Just a quick reminder to all of you that my short story, The White Cat, is still available on Substack. The links are down below in the description. Join Margot Thompson, a beautiful stage actress and recent widow who finds salvation in the form of a white cat during a night of terror. And while you're looking up my oddball thriller, my book series, Glitch, is still available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other bookstores. The links are down below in the description. Join Ike and Sandra, a reluctant jewel thief and a kidnapped teen model who are on the run from the law across the American Southwest. Now I'm going to show you a snippet of video from my old friend, Paul Joseph Watson. And believe me, what you're about to see, you would not believe unless you saw it with your own eyes. Okay, are you ready? Here we go.
There's a popular rhetorical leftist meme based on this bit by smug comedian Stuart Lee.
These days, you get arrested and thrown in jail if you say you're English, don't you?
Which is intended to make fun of people who claim free speech is being eroded by political correctness, based on the premise that right-wingers are always exaggerating the issue.
I thought, I'd wonder what he means. I said to him, what did you say? And he said, oh, these days, if you say you're English, you get arrested and thrown in jail.
Because that would never happen, right?
Come on, England! Come on, England! England! What's going on? What's going on? Please, no! What did you do? Lock me up for no, man. There's nothing wrong there. They're walking down the streets in England, and they got arrested. No, man. Locked up for no, boys.
Oh, it literally just happened.
These days, you get arrested and thrown in jail if you say you're English, don't you?
Come on, England!
not for the first time. Last year in London, a man was intimidated and branded a racist by police for simply saying, "You're in England."
You're not in Palestine, you're in England. You're in England. I don't care. It's outside my house. No, I'm allowed to film in public. No, this is my house.
I am telling you, you can't shout racist.
Yeah, and I'm telling them they can't be showing their stuff in England. Yeah, they're not in Palestine.
Another man in Liverpool was arrested for carrying a British flag.
Oh wait, he's here with a Union Jack. No guys, the optics of police arresting the guy with a Union Jack.
And another group of lads in London were threatened with arrest for carrying an England flag. In England.
For the moment, anything racist or even close to racism is said. Let me finish. At the moment, anything gets anything close to that, alright, people are going to start getting arrested.
Not only are people being arrested for saying England in England, they're also now being interrogated by the thought police for being accused of asking someone to speak English.
Apparently during some conversations between yourself, apparently you've alleged, we weren't here, so I don't know who said it, but you've alleged to say, speak English, or was that effect? Speak clearly. Speak clearly.
No,
okay.
The gentleman's partially deaf.
Yeah, he can speak clearly.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even hear him.
No, and that's fine, and that's why we've just come to speak, because potentially someone could perceive that as a hate crime.
Didn't we just know this was going to happen?
No, I know.
People, if someone says to me, officer, I believe this, then we need to look at it, because someone's potentially reporting to me as a crime.
So yeah, English people in England are being harassed by the authorities and arrested for simply proclaiming their English identity.
Oh, these days, if you say you're English, you get arrested and thrown in jail.
Stuart Lee's gonna have to find a new routine.
You saw that, right? Now, of course, some of you who've been paying attention to what's been going on out in that little island probably say, oh, that's just the woke crowd just getting too big for their britches and really mistreating their own people. And I'm thinking, But let's not pretend. What's going on in England now, like I said, it's part of a trend that's been going on for a very long time. Indeed, for example, how many people heard about the Aryan invasion of India? Or how about when the Dutch colonists showed up in South Africa and took that place over? Or here in North America, yeah. Remember the Indian Wars? Yeah, anyone who's watched any old John Ford films, like say The Searchers, knows a lot about that. And yet, this sort of thing keeps happening. In fact, you could call it almost like manifest destiny, except it's not relegated to North America. Oh no. Indeed, there's been a lot of examples of this stuff going on. Like, for example, when Cortez and his homies showed up down south in Mexico, yeah, they fought toe-to-toe with the Aztecs and took the place over. But wait for it, they weren't alone. Because I remember seeing that documentary a long time ago, how they said that Cortez had a small force, but the local Indian tribes who had no use for the Aztecs, they joined in and said, yeah, we don't like these SOBs either, we'll help you kick their asses. And they did. And wait for it, same thing happened in Iran. Back during the time of, I think it was called the Rajdu Capitalate. And yeah, I don't mean the damn ISIS Capitalate, okay? This was way before those knuckleheads. But yeah, those guys rolled into Iran and took the place over, and wait for it, they had help from the people who were supposed to have been in charge of the country. You say, what? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, when the Arabs rolled into Iran, the local nobles basically switched allegiance and joined the Arabs against their own people. And of course, after that, Iran, let's just say this, it's been Islamic ever since. And wait for it, you ready? The same thing happened again in China during the Song Dynasty. I remember reading the story. I thought it was pretty sad when the Mongols, Genghis and Kublai Khan came rolling down south into China. The Song Dynasty at first tried to pay those guys off, but the Song Dynasty, who had a history of being like really decadent and not really handling their affairs, they kept trying to push these Mongols off, and it just didn't work. And then to add insult to injury, the Chinese military, or should say the military worked for the Song Dynasty, they switched sides. They joined the Mongols against their former bosses, and that was it. The Song Dynasty was gone. Kaput. And then, of course, as for England itself, let's just say this. It had multiple examples of people rolling into that country. For example, the damn Celts. Yeah, when they rolled up in there, I'm not sure who was living there before then, but they took the place over, but they didn't stay. Nah, because the Celtic civilization died out, except for that small little segment that was in next door Ireland. True story. Never knew what happened to those Celts. Most historians looked that up, but they weren't sure. But then the Romans showed up. And by that time, the Anglos, who were basically the top dogs in England, they got pushed aside. Ever read about Boudica? Yeah, I ain't talking about the song by Enya either, man. She was a real woman. Yeah, she was kicking Roman ass for about 5 seconds, and the Romans, counterattacked, and she got her ass kicked. It happens. But then, after the Romans, exit stage left, the damn Saxons showed up. And the Saxons took over the damn country. In fact, and this is the part most people don't understand about England, is that most of the indigenous Anglos were pushed into what we call Wales today. And Wales is basically a bastardization of an old Saxon term, namely called Welsh, which translating to England means stateless people. And the name sticks to this day. And then, of course, things didn't stay settled in England. Nope. Because not long after that, the Normans showed up. Yeah, ever heard of William the Conqueror? Yeah, that guy. And then he rolled in from northern France, Normandy. Yeah, where D-Day happened. Precisely. He rolled into England and he took the place over. And wait for it, you ready? Some of the people who were part of Saxon England switched sides against the Saxon king, who was killed during the Battle of Hastings in 1066. And the Normans took over the country. And now jump forward to the present day. Yeah. They said we're not seeing a bunch of guys in suits of armor swinging broadswords at each other down there in Hastings. I don't know. What we're seeing up right now is like a quiet takeover of England, little by little, bit by bit. Except most of the English can see what's happening and they don't like it. And of course, as you saw in Watson's video, the fact that in the modern era, people got those little smartphones and they're filming everything, and the fact that these damn British police are arresting their own people just for speaking English in public because it might rile up the damn Mau Maus. All these people came on some damn Zodiac boat last week. Really? Because Watson, he posted a different video a week ago showing some guy, some citizen journalist was trying to go to one of these migrant hotels to try to film there, and he got jumped by some guy claiming to be a security guard, but I think he was actually just some African thug who claimed he was a security guard. No, some guy who showed up a week ago. And then he calls British police, and guess what? The British police arrest the guy who's trying to do a story on what's going on in the migrant hotel. And in that video, you know who backs up the stupid thug? This green-haired, Alice the Goon looking chick. Yeah, and you're saying, what? Yeah, you're basically your typical leftist. Apparently she was in the hotel. And the stupid police initially believed their story, but to their credit, once they realized that these people were lying and that the stupid woman security guard jumped the poor schmuck with the camera and the homemade press pass, they let the guy go. But did they arrest their people for jumping him? No. And like I said, the people in England, they see this shit. They're not dum-dums. And you know what? They don't like it. And then you have people like Lord Starmer, who sits there and lies to people's faces saying, oh, it ain't happening. Indeed, there's a video right now where old Lord Starmer was meeting old Trump and JD in the White House, and JD called him out, saying that you're mistreating your citizens and denying their free speech. And would you believe that knucklehead Starmer sat there and tried to lie and say, oh, that's not happening? Dude, we got like thousands of hours of video all over the internet seeing how your British police are tap dancing on your citizen's head just for speaking English in public. We see how you're arresting your own citizens on bullshit charges, like praying in front of a damn abortion clinic. Excuse me, dude. We are not living in the fucking 10th century where you have like someone like Prince John doing his own thing and the citizens are basically had to take it up the ass. Or as I think that guy Lycidides once said, the strong do what they want and the weak must do as they must. Yeah, precisely. But as old Samuel M. said in Pulp Fiction, this damn bullshit going on in England right now, this shit's gonna come to a head. No joke. Now, someone's gonna get their brains blown out, like in Pulp Fiction. I think you remember that scene, where Super John Travolta shot the guy in the back of Samuel M.'s car. Yeah. Or are the people gonna follow the law as it is and vote Lord Starmer and all these other clowns in Parliament out, since they're the ones who are obviously doing it to them? Just have to wait and see. But let's not pretend what's going on right now in England isn't accidental. It's deliberate. Because anyone who was paying attention to what's been going on in England for the last 20, 30 years knows that it didn't matter if you voted for Labour or you voted for the Tories, the same policies kept happening. And why you suppose that is? Because the people who ran the bureaucracy didn't change. And before you use the word deep state, except these deep state are not like the ones in America. Oh no, the deep state in England, they're definitely a bunch of leftist, globalist kooks. Yeah. And guess what? If Hillary Clinton had won instead of 2016, instead of old Trump, and if, oh my God, cackling Harris had won the presidency instead of Trump the second time around, the United States would be looking a lot like England right now. Think about that. Well, that's all I gotta say about all the BS happening in England right now. And man, it sucks to be English. No joke. And that's my opinion.